Good morning, my sweet sister. Hello, everybody. It's Rita from GmaReezScrapShack. Just enjoying my morning coffee. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday morning. This is the infamous, I should say famous, junk journal made by Fairies. Mary Flower did a swap with me, and I got this in my Happy Mail. And I wanted to do an update on it because I've spent a little bit of yesterday and a little bit this morning, just doing a little upgrade on it. I love it. I can't do this with that hand. So what I'm going to do is, first I wanted to show Mary. She's not the only one in the world with a horrifying craft room. These are the way I used to organize out in the tough shed. I'm just doing a little quick flip of my room because, oh my gosh, you guys, these are all my journals in progress. There's all my stash of goodies that I use. My desk is kind of a mess. Believe it or not, this is kind of picked up for me, but it's kind of a mess still. I have a little pile of stuff I go through and, some journals. This is a recent one that I bought. I love, and I can't wait to start putting some pictures in it. Thank you, Nasty. I love it. This is one of my old ones. This is one from my other friends, the ones I've made. This is one I'm working on that's from my friend Anita. And one of my new little gifts was this keychain. Oh my gosh, I love it. Thank you, Mary Flower. This was a Kelly Ray Roberts keychain that she sent me. It's beautiful. So that's hanging on that one. Another little journal in progress. Doing an upgrade on my iPad. And let's see, what else was I going to show her? Oh, yes. So continuing on with this messy craft room, but I'm so blessed to have it. My husband built all these shelves, and I'm lucky to have all the goodies that I have. Both Ross carts are full. My wooden stamps, my little gizmos that I have. I love to organize with jars because you can see what's inside of them. Hopefully I'm not going way too fast. This is my favorite. I want to say this is really my favorite because I go to this for all of my watercoloring brushes, any of the little paper punches or my everything's in there. I look at my sister every day because I miss her and I love her, and she's traveling around. I never get to see her anymore. Another homemade little Lazy Susan, I guess, with jars on it, and makes it just so much easier to have everything at your fingertips, I've got my printer sitting up here because I use it quite a bit. I always talk about Instaprint, HP Instaprint, because I love that, and I use it quite a bit. My die cut machine is my favorite one ever. Got all my little paints right there. I've got some more rubber stamps here. I've got my die cuts in this box. This is what I'm talking about, the chaos, though. It's a little crazy in this room. Oh gosh, my pegboard is such a mess. I need to redo it, I think, someday. But up here I've got more rubber stamps, some other stuff organized with old plastic candy bottles and stuff. Rick. It's a little crazy. But as you go over here, back toward the door, I've got this little cabinet that I got, and it holds my sewing machine. I love my sewing machine. I use it a lot for sewing and for paper. So, yeah. Okay. Wall of inspiration. Well, it's my family. I always put pictures of my family, and I love it. I need to redo it. Good old mom and dad. Have them hanging there. Old friends. Painting from my daughter. My daughter-in-law made that. She made it for my sister, but how I ended up with it is because my sister, they wanted to move, and she sold everything in her house, and it was crazy, but I ended up getting it. So I love it because it's a little bit of inspiration. This is what I came to show you. This is a little journal that Mary Flower sent me, and it was a junk journal made by Fairies in her craft room. I added the title on there, And I added a closure because when I got to working on it, I filled it up like way too full. I'm going to go ahead and set the phone up here, and let's see if we can do this from this angle. I'm going to zoom in on what I'm going to be showing you. Let me see if I can do this. I think I can do this. Maybe I need to move the keyboard. Bear with me, girls. Ladies, bear with me. I'll even get some more light on the subject if I can, without causing too much glare. Hopefully I can do this. I'm not sure how that works. Sometimes it doesn't work that great. Let me zoom in. And this might work if I put it right here. I think that'll work. How are we doing on time? Hopefully okay. Move that out of the way a little more. Oops, maybe I'll put it this way. I don't know if that's helping her. A hindrance. I'll show you what I did here, Mary. I love this little book she made. It was beautiful. The fairies made it. They helped her make it. So all I really did is add some stamping, a little bit of Mod Podging. I put one of the flowers she sent in here. I did some more stamping. Made some little paper punch flowers. Did some stamping. This is just a little more stamping. The fairies made this pocket, and all I did was take a scrap of flower paper and put "Home is where you hang your heart." Made a little tab here out of my favorite paper and sewed it on with some pink thread. She had sent me this, so I just made a card out of it. She sent me some of this rainbow rickrack, so I stapled that in there for a belly band. Then I made this cute little, I took a piece of scrapbook paper and stamped some girls on it, folded it up, put the definition of friend, folded it up again and stamped "Dear to my heart, you'll always be, forever friends for you and me," and then folded down this to make the envelope, and I put my little ladybug there, colored it in with Tombow markers. Made one of Crafty Irina's book page tucks. Took some scraps and just made a couple of little journaling cards to fit in there. Added it to the page that she had already had. I put a fairy in here and colored her in with my Tombow markers. This is the garden fairy. Can you guys see that? She's so cute. Okay, hopefully I'm staying within frame here. This was a little Chili's bag that she had made a pocket out of, so I just added some paper in there. She had this in there, but all I did was ink around the edges. I love the idea of making a tiny journal that the fairies made when you're not in your craft room. You know, those little fairies can take over. So mine got a hold of the book after she sent it to me, and we got a little butterfly there. That's a napkin Mod Podge. Some more stamping. It says "Simple pleasures are life's greatest treasures." All I did was staple a little butterfly right here and here. And I went around the edges with this green just to kind of, you know, make the page cohesive. I put a little jar in here because you can't have a junk journal without a jar. Made a little place for journaling just out of some flower paper. I love that Mary's last name is Flower, so that's why I put that in there to remind me. Made a little tiny envelope. I forgot to put something in there, so I'll have to put something in there. I liked this piece of paper because I think somewhere on it said Grandpa. I could be wrong. Maybe it's on the inside. I can't remember. Anyway, Mary had sent me this butterfly, so I just glued it on and made a pocket out of it. Added 2 little friends because it says "Forever Friends" on here. This was a copy of a tag that my friend Anita sent me, and I just added some fun fur here. And, you know, I just inked it up. Put my favorite reinforcers little tab thing on there so it's strong enough to, you know, have a pull. And since I'm a lunch lady, of course I had to put the description of hairnet. It says "You're my happy place." I added a piece of quilt that came from my friend Michelle. I loved this little piece, and I thought it went well with, like, on the edge, this was red and this was pink, and it had this little piece here, so, and I love blue. So I just sewed that on. I added some sewing of gold thread of a leaf pattern. I put some more paper dolls in here. This kind of reminded me of Valentine's Day's coming up, so I put the little fairy with the hearts, colored her in with Tombow markers, stamped a little heart here, colored it in red to kind of pull the page together. Another heart, and know that you're loved. You know, since Valentine's Day's coming, I just kind of, yeah, I stamped that there. This is another one of those little lollipop flowers you make out of circles. So it's a 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and a 1/2 inch. And I just, you know, put the 3 circles together and then sewed them on the sewing machine. Added a little bit of pink thread. I put a little friendship envelope here out of my favorite paper. Inside is just a piece of coffee stained paper. Unfolds. I put some more paper dolls here. This was so cute. I love it. She had, yeah, stamped this fairy right here, and I love that. I thought that was so cute. So I kind of just went with the theme throughout. Put another one of those little lollipop flowers here that I make. I stamped some geraniums, colored them in with Tombow markers. This was so easy to decorate. I had so much fun with it. I stamped Remember, and I stamped I Wish You Happy Days made of love and flowers, because there's lots of love in this book and there's lots of flowers. To this page, I added one of the little stickers she sent me of the mason jars. And to put the fairy dust inside of it, all I did was put a slit. You know, I put a little slit with my craft knife. I can't find it right now. I was going to show you, but, and then I made a little funnel and put some of that glitter in there. To carry it over to this page, I put one of the envelopes that she sent me in Happy Mail, and I stamped the card a little note. On the inside, it's just a place for journaling. And right here it says Homemade Memories. Throughout the book, I sprinkled around a little bit of the background stamp of the, oh, I don't know what you call it, words or whatever, script, I guess. This says Count the Happies, and the S didn't fit, oh, the little heart didn't fit there, so I stuck it down here in the corner. And, of course, you can't have a journal without a tiny journal, so I had to make a little micro mini journal. Out of one of the tags that were in here, I just folded it in half and put one of my little doilies. Went down the center with the sewing machine. And then I did some tiny stamps in here. This one says, I love you very much. It has a coffee cup in the front. And on the back page, on the back cover, I put a little mouse with a heart. So that fits in here. And I think I had it right here. I put a dandelion here. Mary, this was so cute. I love this book. I stamped, Don't Let Comparison Overshadow Your Blessings. She had a dandelion, a dragonfly here already. A little food bag, and she had this in there, and all I did was stamp around the edges. A little bit of verbiage here. Another little fairy, I put the bunny, and of course I colored it in with these colors from the markers. Can everybody see? Am I staying in frame? I don't know. Maybe I should make it a little smaller. There we go. Oops. This was another tiny fairy. You know, and since she was the red, white, and blue, it kind of went with this for the 4th of July. So I put that on there. And on this page, I just put some lines, a little bit of background stamping, and Friendship is the sweetest flower. These flowers are so sweet. I loved the tape she had put on there. And I put the word bird. I love the word bird. And then I stamped a sunflower and colored it in with the Tombow markers. Another dandelion on this page. And then I put Laugh Until It Hurts. And in the very last page, I put this cute little bird with its nest and the little eggs. I know everybody loves this stamp, and I love it too. It's so cute. My lighting's horrible. I think I'm getting a lot of glare from this darn thing. Should have moved it probably. This is a book plate that I, you know, stained up, vintaged it up, and then I put the definition of fairies, and then I put on top of this I'm horrible with this stuff. I love it. It's called Glassy Accents. I put it on there and I always say, oh, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let it, dry naturally. First thing I did was start filing my nails and watching a video, and then I threw the file and it landed right on top of it. So I'm horrible. Oh my gosh. This is just some coffee stained paper I tucked in there to let you know that that's a little pocket. And then on this side, I just put, like I always do, a playing card with my picture, and I'll write a little note to whoever ends up getting this, or if I keep it. I might keep it. I love this book so much. And then a business card. And since it was made by both me and Mary, I put handmade just for you with tender loving care. And then down here it says by Rita Donnelly, GmaReezScrapShack. But right here it says, this book was made by fairies that live and play in my friend Mary Flower's craft room. Then I added some stamping, and then I put enjoy. I was so thinking I was going to just, forward this on to a little girl that helps me every day in the kitchen where I work. But now that there's so much love into it, and I spent, a couple of days just kind of adding to it, not the whole day, but, a few hours here and there, I want to keep it because Mary made it, and I love Mary's books. So I haven't really decided. Help me decide, you guys. I have so many journals already, and I think this little girl would just love this to pieces, especially knowing that Fairies made it. Isn't that beautiful? Mary, I love it. Maybe you could help me decide. I think I'm going to keep it in my collection. I don't know, but don't you just love it? It's beautiful. Okay. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my sister and brother, and all of my kids and my grandkids, of course. Just wanted to say enjoy your Sunday, everybody, and thanks for watching.